Shabbos, everybody. Good Shabbos. As you walk in, as we're welcomed in, we invite you to come have a seat. Take off your coat. Stay for a while. If you're here for the first time, we welcome you. I might not recognize you, and my eyes will be closed for much of the service anyway. But I'm thrilled that you're here. And if you're here online as well, we're welcoming you as well into the space. And Shabbos again. Shabbos again. On page 6, everybody. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem. Malachei HaSharetz. Malachei Elyon. מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, בואכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, הגיע מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, ברכוני לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, צאתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, יאללה לי לי לי, יאללה לי לי לי, הקדוש ברוך הוא, הקדוש ברוך הוא, הקדוש ברוך הוא. On page 7 and 8, everyone, towards the bottom of the page, Higalena.
Higale, gale, gale, na.
Everybody, Etsuka, 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 oh Shlom, Everybody, please turn to page 9 and 10 for Psalm 95. ביד המלך כרץ וסוף ועושרים לו שלא היה במוסאו
אשר ביד המלך הארץ ונעבודה
לפני אדוני עושים לגיוע אדוני אלוהינו ואנחנו אמריסו וצוני אדוני
ונשתחווה ונכרע לפנינו
40 שנה הכות מדור ואומר עמתורי לבבכם והם לא ידעו דרכך אשר נשבעתי ביפי אם יבואון אל מנוחתי. Page 11 and 12. שמו בסרו מיום ליום ישועתו ספרו בגויים כגבודו בכל הארץ נפלאות היא גדול אדוני ומולל הון וחדה ליפנה עושתי ונקדשו לאדוני משפחות עמים עברו לאדוני הון ואור לחבו לאדוני קראו לשמו עושה קודש תיתנו מפניו כל הארץ ימרובת אדוני מלאכיו תתכותב בעל תימוריה עדין עמים מישר ישמחו השמיים סוגר הארץ יעם We rise for Psalm 29 on page 19 and 20.
mismo le David, Avul Adonai v'neli, Avul Adonai, Kavod v'oz, ay, 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 Avul Adonai, Kevod Shemosh, Avul Adonai, Adrat Kodesh, Avul Adonai, Al Hamahi, HaKavodi, Shamayim Rabim, Kol Adonai, HaKol Moach, ay, 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 Kol Adonai, Kol Adonai, שובר ארזים, וישבר אדוני את הלבנון, יקידם ולא רגל, לבנון, וציון, כמו בן לימים, היי היי היי, כל אדוני עוזר הקודש, כל הוויה יחיד ליבה, יחיד הוויה יחיד בקדש, כל אדוני יכול לאיילות, יחסוך, יהיה ארון, ובהיכלו, כולו אומר כבוד, איי איי איי, אדוני, נבוא ישר ושם אדוני מלך לעולם, היום לעמו ייתן, ויבק את עמו בשלום, איי 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 איי
So as we're standing here, I just invite you to stand, feel your feet underneath you, bring your legs about shoulder width apart, and just feel your shoulders rise and fall. And before we sit, just allow the week to melt off of you before you sit down. A couple of deep breaths together. One more. And as we're seated, you can find the words to Ana B'Koach on page 21 and 22. Ana B'Koach Gedulas Yeminecha Chatat Yitzra. Kabel Bina Samecha Tzagvenu Tareinu Nolad. Na Gibor Doshei Chudcha Kevavat Shamreim. Barchem Tareim Rachamei Tikatcha Tamid Gamleim. Chasin Kadosh V'rov Tovcha Nahil Adatecha. Towards the bottom of the page, in the bolded Hebrew, Yachid Ge'eh, singular and lofty. On this Shabbat, as we journey together with Jacob, as he prepares to meet his twin brother, after years of estrangement, he sends gifts, divides his camp into two, and wrestles through the night. And when he finally meets Esav, they embrace. A moment of unexpected grace appears in the Torah. And so tonight, as we pray and we welcome Shabbat together, may we too open ourselves to unexpected grace. Open ourselves to moments of reconciliation where fear is transformed into connection and the sacred enters spaces that we thought were broken. Yachid Ke'eh.
יחיד גאה לעמך בני זוכר קדושתך יחיד גאה לעמך בני זוכר קדושתך
יחיד גאה לעמך בני זוכר קדושתך יחיד גאה לעמך בני זוכר קדושתך העיניים So the word likrat, to go towards, appears over and over again in the story of Jacob and his way to meeting his brother. B'mincha haolech likratcha. coming towards. So we pull the energy of the Kavanah into Kabbalat Shabbat, into the Chadodi. On page 23 and 24, God, give us a capacious soul that runs towards love.
Shabbat לכו ונלכה כי היא מקור הברכה מראש מקדם סוף מעשה במחשבת מתוך ההפכה רב לך שבר בעמק הבכה והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה
תלחמי טובה אל נפשי גאלה
כבוד אדוני עלייך לך
דודי לקרא קהלה פני שבת
Shabbat dini lai lai la la lai lai la la lai 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 dini lai lai la la lai dini lai
Face the door, receiving Shabbat, receiving one another. Bogi v'shalom, ateres bala, gam besimcha u'vetzohala, toch emuneh, am sigla. Shabbat Hamalta ay ay la 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 dini la 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 dini oh la 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 As we turn to face Yerushalayim, I invite you to please remain standing. At this moment, as we are receiving Shabbat, and the Psalm of Shabbat, which teaches us, Tov lehodot l'Adonai u'lezamer l'shimcha elyon, it is good to give thanks to you, source of life. At this moment, we pause. We open our hearts as those within our community who are in mourning that is acute mourning. Mourning that is the mourning of the Shiva, or the Shloshim of the 7 days, or the 30 days from a loved one's passing. Enter our sanctuary, and tonight we open our hearts to Ilana and Adam, and members of the Schneer family. Kaufman, Friedman was with Ilana and Adam and the family yesterday as her beloved mother, Laura, transitioned, passed away, whose memory we hold with you, Ilana and Adam and Danya and Paul and the whole family. And as an entry point into healing more broadly, into our bodies and into our hearts, and those who need healing tonight, we pray for healing with Anna Ilna, as you bring to mind those whom you are praying for, that they might have a full and complete healing.
Anna Elna Refana La Behaot La Noam Ziva Az Titchazeh V'Titrapeh V'Hayta Lach Simchat Olam Anna Elna Refana La Behaoza Noam Zivach Az Titchazek V'Titrapeh V'Hayta Lach Simchat Olam.
May the one who bless our ancestors, our mothers and fathers, bless and heal all of those whom we hold in our hearts. בעבור שכולנו מתפללים בעבורם, ויזכר זה הקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא רחמים עליהם, להחלימם ולרפאותם, לחזקם ולחיותם, ישלח להם רפואה שלמה משמיים. May there be a healing in body, heart, mind, and spirit. And even though it's Shabbat, Shabbatim lezuach, we're full kruva lavo. Hashta ba'galam, ובזמן קריב, ונאמר Let's be seated. Shabbos, everybody. Shabbos.
Shabbos.
Got my trusty microphone. I think it works. There you go. Going to run around the room. Is anybody here for the first time want to say hello to us? It's a little bit of a strange custom. I know you might be here thinking, I don't want anybody to know I'm here. And that's your prerogative. Nobody can force you to introduce yourselves. Not even rabbi or clergy or anybody, not even friend who brought you. But if you feel so called to be seen and have others see you, that'll be cool. And you can say your name, where you're from, and we'll all lovingly, in a very New York way, say, we're so happy you're here. It's so New York to do that. It really is. Anybody want to say hi? Okay. Hey, brother.
Hello, Romemu. My name is Michael Rogozin, and I'm from Swampscott, Massachusetts, outside of Boston.
Nice. Michael, nice to have you. Shabbos.
Shabbos.
Just like that. Just like that. That was
good.
Awesome.
That was a good example.
Yeah, it was good. Exactly. Here we go. Hello.
Hi, I'm Amy Jo Matrani. I'm from Northampton, Massachusetts.
Okay, Massachusetts. There's a theme. There's a theme. Amy's from Massachusetts. Something's happening to the microphone when it goes over here. I don't know, Craig, what's going on, but I'll amplify. I'll be your mic.
I'm Sally Ann Levine, and I'm from Midtown.
Say it there, closer to your mouth, yeah.
Sally Ann Levine from Midtown.
Okay, got that. Sally Ann Levine from Midtown,
Sally.
okay. Thanks, Sally from Midtown. It is. Okay, anybody else? First timers? Okay, sure. Yeah, we'll get to that. That's a good one. That's a good point. Okay, here we go. Yeah. You actually, can you hold it? Or, yeah? And you can you hold it really close?
Oh, I'm Lauren Greenholm from the Lower East Side.
Okay, Lauren. Thank you. We're excited about that. That's a cheer. That's thrilling. Anybody else? Okay. Don't make us beg. Make your decision now and jump right in. Here we go.
Michelle Fulvez, and I'm from the Upper West Side.
Okay, Michelle. Good to have you. Thanks for saying hi. Okay. Do you mind standing or cool?
Hi, my name's Joe Rupel, and I'm from Columbus, Ohio.
Joe, and you're from Columbus, Ohio?
Yes.
Cool. Just visiting or?
Yeah.
Nice. Hi, you just came and you want to say hi. I love it. Very shy. I like it. I like it. Shabbat Shalom. Hi.
Hi, I'm Chelsea from New York City.
That's great.
Great.
I just was like, that's a neighborhood also. So I was like, Chelsea from New York City from Chelsea. Okay. I think we got, I don't know, we got everybody? You guys can, anybody here, not for the first time, just kidding, okay. Have you been here, okay, fine. How many of you have been here 10 years? If you've been 10 years, raise your hand. Anybody more than 10 years? Okay, over 10 years. 10 years, 5 years. This year.
Yay.
Okay, anywhere between 5 and this year also. Okay, cool, wow, okay. I'm using 2 microphones. I don't have enough. I don't have enough microphones, I'll just use 2. Shabbos, everything is 2 on Shabbos. 2 candles, 2 challahs. Okay, 2 opinions. Couple of very, very, very brief announcements. How brief? I'm gonna name one thing on your newsletter. Because guess what? Inside secret, rabbis, cantors, clergy, anybody who leads services, we really don't like announcements. Because you already have it in your newsletter. And so we're just gonna highlight, I just wanna highlight an amazing gathering to raise sacred sparks, a celebration of contemporary Jewish music. How many of you know that we have a couple of JTS/Columbia students who are incredibly musical and are part of our ensemble? You all know that? Claudia and Mark and, right? So they're gonna be 2 of a number of, I guess, young musicians who are gonna be showcasing their musical talents up at JTS this coming Wednesday, December 18th. That's exciting.
Yeah, that's exciting. Yeah, that's a good thing to mention.
It is a good thing to mention. There are other good things to mention. I feel badly. I have to mention a second thing because Shira is here. Shira Dicker and I are going to be in conversation at the 92nd UI the next day, this coming Thursday at 7 p.m. Shira, for those who don't know Shira Dicker, you don't know what you're missing. Thank God for Shira Dicker. She's incredible, an incredible writer, an incredible thinker, an incredible storyteller, an incredible, really devoted Jew member of this community. And you've written a book of short stories, Lolita at Leonard's of Great Neck, and you have other stories. And we're going to be discussing one particular story, The Jerusalem Lover, this coming Thursday night, which is going to be great. So we invite everybody. It's in your newsletter. Don't have to remember all of that. And other really good programs in here as well.
Do I get to mention something?
No, you don't get a vote.
Okay, just checking.
Okay, fine.
And just that tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., we have Shabbat Torah. So anyone here with a kid who's like 0 to 4 are welcome. We're going to do a little Kabbalat Shabbat. There's going to be coffee.
Sounds coffee, Kabbalat, like Shabbat
It's going to be
services, coffee.
Right, but not for the kids. Not for the kids.
Not for the kids.
For the adults.
But what's a kid who's 0 years old? What is that? What's a 0?
I was thinking about that. What were you?
What's
before
a
you
0-year-old?
Before you were 1, what were you? I don't know.
It's a koan.
Yeah.
Before you were 1, the number before 1, it's in the Zohar. The Zohar says, well,
All right.
Thank you for that announcement. Shabbat here tomorrow morning. I think we're done for announcements. I think we're going to rise up and say hello to one another. Before we do that, last week was the first time in 18 years that I gave an instruction about greeting and people took it. I think it was a record. So we're gonna take 2 or 3 minutes, and I mean 2 or 3. If you are someone who's aware of yourself, you should hear me and Cantor Shimon singing, yelling, singing, please inviting you back to community. Please stop your conversation with a polite, it was so good to talk to you. Wow, I can't wait to have more conversation. We're gonna daven together now. We're gonna turn to pray together. Does that make sense? Okay, so we're gonna just invite everybody to please rise and say hello to one another, wish each other good Shabbos. Sure. Let's do that. We're gonna do that. Sure.
And tomorrow we'll do t-shirt.
Yeah, it's okay.
The synagogue uncertainty principle.
E minor. E minor. E. E.
Sing with us. On page 31 and page 32, we are called to community. What kind of community are we called to? A community where when we say, blessed is the name of God, we mean the name of God, which is you and me and all of us. Black, white, Christian, Muslim, Jewish, Hindu, Buddhist, atheist, agnostic, gay, straight, bi, trans, everything in between, every color of the rainbow, everything that is different and diverse and divine is under the label Yud He Vav He, the one that is, the one that was, and the one that will always be. The one who is behind every eye and in every heart, and who holds every hand on this crazy thing called life. We call out in the name of that inclusivity, in that name of that tent, as wide as it can be. May God bless us to continue to widen it. Harchivi et ohalech. Make your tent wide, wide, wide for all of my children to come. On page 31 and 32, we call out in the name of that. Et Adonai,
Ruchat Shechina, you may be seated, everyone. Page 33 and 34. We bless evening and impermanence.
שבדבר מרי בערבים, חוכמה פותחת שערים ותבונה משמעותים. את הזמנים מסדר את הכוכבים משמרתנו. עוד יום ולילה.
מילה חיה וקיימת, תמיד תמלוך עלינו לעולם ועד.
Source of life, help us to bless what we can't hold on to. Help us to bless each and every moment that passes from one thing into the next, from day to night and night back to day.
ברוכת יא שכינה המריבה ערבי
On page 36, Avat Olam Beit Yisrael, Chukim.
נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי דעתך.
כי הם חיינו באורח ימינו ובהם נגע יומם ולילה.
עדך
Your love,
אל תסיר ממנו לעולמי ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד.
on page 39 and 40, ואהבת
את אדוני אלוהיך
בכל
לבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה
אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך,
ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך וביתך ולכתך בדרך ושוכבך ומך
וקשרתם לעוז על ידיך,
והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
Please continue on page 41 with the second paragraph of the Shema. והימים שמות ישמעו מצווסי. שאנוכי מצווה אתכם היום לאהבה, שלום אליכם לדורות וחשבונות. יסבת עד לגנך בצירושך ויזבר לעשת יצא בצחדך אליהם תברך וצוות ישמרו לכם. ואני אבטא לבבכם וסרתם מבטם אלוהים האחים ושחביסם להם בכל אף אדם לכם. וקשרתם עושם ליוצא ידכם ילרוץ ביניכם ולמדתם עושם אז ביניכם למדתם. On the bottom of page 41, למען יראו ימיכם וימי בניכם הלא אדמה שישבע אדוני לבשריכם לעשות להם כימי השמיים
על
על
הארץ.
הארץ ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור. Let's get into the practice of singing this out loud if you know it. דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם ויעשו להם את ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם ונעשינו על ציצית הקנה פסיר לחילת והיה לכם לציצית וריסם אותו וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם ולא תעשו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם אשר אתם זונים אחריהם למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמס. Oh, we have faith in the night source. So many nights. We left Egypt, Lila night. Yaakov wrestles with angels or something night. Yaakov, Jacob dreams of ladders night. And Jacob finally merits to have the sun rise on his freedom. And his children, whom he never saw, made their way. They made their way through a narrow space to sing a song that we still sing thousands of years later. On page 47 and 48, the energy in the field that is the field of liberation is charged by these words. And so, Umalchuso b'ratzon kiblu alehem. Moshe u'Miriam u'vnei Yisrael lecha anu shira. May we merit also to sing with them. B'simcha rabah v'ameru chulam.
מי כמוך,
מי כמוך,
באלים אדוני,
באלים אדוני,
מי כמוך,
מי כמוך,
נדר בקודש,
נדר בקודש,
נורא,
נורא,
תהילו,
תהילו,
עושה,
עושה,
פלא,
פלא,
ומלכותך,
מלכותך,
ראו בניך,
ראו בניך,
בוקע
בוקע
לפני משה ומרים,
לפני משה ומרים, זה לי, אנו ואמרו,
אנו ואמרו,
אדוני לא,
נעים לו,
לעולם ועד. כי פדה אדוני את יעקב,
אדוני את יעקב,
וגאה לו,
וגאה לו,
מידך חזק ממנו,
חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני,
אתה אדוני
גואל ישראל.
As night falls and Jacob prepares to face the unknown, Vayivater Yaakov levado, and Jacob was all by himself. He builds a spiritual sanctuary through prayer and preparation. We remember in this moment that, like Yaakov, we can find peace even in the face of uncertainty. Hashkiveno on page 49 and 50.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני שלום והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך השכיבנו אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים ותקננו בעצה טובה מלפניך.
L'chaim for peace, for life, for safety, for security, for health,
תגן בעדינו
for protection, for intention, for truth, for honesty.
בצל כנפיך תסתירנו כי לשמרנו נצילנו.
Watch over us, source of life.
ילמלכנו מרחום
Watch over us, source of life.
שמור
Watch
צאתנו
over us,
כהן
source of
לחיים
life.
ולשלום.
Watch over us, source of life. We pray together, everybody, please, with all your heart, with your voices. Hashkivenu Adonai. Sing, everyone. Eloheinu leshalom. Hamidenu, Hamidenu,
מלכנו
L'chaim,
לחיים.
Hashkivenu Adonai.
אלוהינו לשלום
Hamidenu,
מלכנו לחיים. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך ברוך אתה אדוני הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ועל ירושלים.
Amen. Please rise for Vishamru on page 51 and 52. Vishamru b'nei
ישראל.
Amen. HaShabbat. Lazos es HaShabbat. Ledoros Amenis.
עולם. את השמיים ואת הארץ.
היום השבת שבת חצי קדיש נברו page 52
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועל מה דיברה חירותי, וימליך מלכותי, בחייכות וביומכות, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בגלה, בגלה, ובזמן קריב, ויאמרו אמן, יש מרבה מבורך.
יתברך וישתבח ויספר וישרומם ויסנסה ויסהדר ויסלל ויסלל שמי לקודש הבריחו לילה מנקבל חוסר ושינות שק תוש בחסר
נחם אתה דמירן בעלמא.
And let us say
Amen.
The Amidah can be found in your prayer book in your Siddur on page 55 and 56, or in your own words or silence as we stand together.
אינו מלבדו אינו מלבדו אין
מלבדו השם הוא האלוהים אינו מלבדו מלבדו השם הוא האלוהים איי איי יאללה ליי ליי ya la 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 ya la 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 hey ay 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 la ya la 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 ya ya la 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 ya la 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 hey ay ay oh mi levado מלבדו השם הוא האלוהים. This week's Parsha, by Yishlach, it presents us with one of the most mysterious and transformative episodes in the entire Torah. Jacob's encounter with the angel or the mysterious man. The narrative is sparse, but charged with meaning. Vayivaser Yaakov levado. And Jacob was left levado, alone, levado. The single word levado is a doorway into the profound teaching of the grandson of the Baal Shem Tov, the founder of the Hasidic movement, Rav Moshe Chaim Ephraim of Sediligov, whose work, the Degel Machane Ephraim, we're studying this year with the rabbinical students up at Jewish Theological Seminary. This Hasidic master draws a luminous parallel between Jacob's levado, aloneness, and the levado, the aloneness of God. In Isaiah chapter 2, verse 11, the prophet says, V'niskav Hashem levado bayom hahu, and God alone, levado, will be exalted on that day. The Degel Machane Ephraim connects Yaakov's levado, Jacob's levado alone, with God's levado from Isaiah, teaching us that in our moments of solitude, we mirror the oneness of the Creator. When Jacob was left alone, it was not merely circumstantial. It was existential. It was essential. In that state of levado, of aloneness, he wrestled with the angel, he contended with his fears, and he emerged transformed with a new name as Yisrael, the one who wrestles with God. This message is about the transformative power of aloneness, how it mirrors God's own aloneness in unity as one. And it invites us into a self-discovery. It's important because we live in a time when loneliness and disconnection threaten our well-being. Yet these moments of solitude can become gateways, says the Degel, to profound growth and purpose. The Degel invites us to see our aloneness not as a state of isolation or abandonment, but as a spiritual opportunity. To be levado, to be alone, is to be invited into the deepest truth of your existence, that each of us is created in the image of God and is endowed with agency and capable of transforming the world. He uses a phrase from the Talmud that says that everyone should say, Bishvili nivra olam. The world was created for me. For me. It says the Degel, it's not just, it was created for you, but remembering that it was created for you becomes a way of untethering you from all of the others that you are hoping to impress.
Your job is to build the world because you were the one it was created for. Each of us is a universe, he says, unto ourselves, and in that awareness lies the power to act with courage, creativity, and compassion. It's a radical teaching. Because we might have thought that Bishvili Nivar Olam, that the world was created for me, needs always to be balanced in another Hasidic teaching by a different saying, which is, I am but dust and ashes. Thinking about my aloneness and the power of my singularity can be narcissistic, inflating me. The world was created for me. And says the Degel, no. The world was created for you, and you each one individually, to remind us that we have the power to change the world. But that teaching is not without its own shadow, which I'm sure we can all relate to. The side of Livado that is dark, that is the aloneness that can feel like a disconnection that leads to despair. The Torah itself acknowledges this shadow when God, of course, declares, Lo tov heyot adam levado. There's a levado that's not good. This earlier use of levado reminds us that isolation can be harmful, can cut us off from the relational bonds that sustain and nurture us. In our current world, we see this shadow in the epidemic of loneliness, in the mental health crises exacerbated by social fragmentation, and in the sense of alienation that many of us feel, even though, or maybe especially because we're never alone. We always have the whole world in our hand. But Jacob's Levado teaches us how to navigate this tension between isolation and sacred solitude. He was not left alone permanently, remember. His aloneness was a moment in time, a necessary step in his journey toward becoming Israel. And even in that aloneness, he was not truly disconnected. He wrestled with an angel, a being that could be understood as a manifestation of his own inner self, or as a messenger of God, or his brother, the archangel of his brother, his unfinished business. His struggle reminds us that even in our solitude, we're always in relationship. We're in relationship with ourselves, with God, and with the wider world around us. But here the Degel's teaching opens, I think, yet another profound question. If Jacob's aloneness sets the stage for a wrestling match, does God's aloneness do the same? What's God wrestling with? If God is exalted, levado, alone on that ultimate day, is there too a cosmic struggle at the heart of creation itself? Just as Jacob's wrestling led to both a blessing and a limp, maybe God's aloneness too reflects a tension between triumph and vulnerability, between the triumph of good and the vulnerability and exposure to evil. This invites all of us to consider that even God's elevation as levado, alone, might mirror the paradox of strength and intimacy, showing that struggle is woven into the fabric of both human and divine existence. Ultimately, this cosmic wrestling invites us to see aloneness as a sacred paradox, holding the potential for both challenge and transformation. So what do we do with Ingber's message tonight? What do we do with this message from the Torah? We begin by reimagining and reframing our own moments of aloneness. Instead of running from solitude or drowning it in distractions, as all of us do, myself included, we allow it to refine us. We resist the pull towards fame, towards likes, the clamor for validation. We sit quietly, recognizing that our worth is intrinsic. And then, like Yaakov, like Jacob, we return from these moments transformed, ready to re-engage with others in meaningful ways. The Degel's teaching pushes us even further. It challenges us to embrace our aloneness as a means of purification and alignment with our deepest truths. Yet it does so with the understanding that aloneness is not an end in itself. The aloneness that Jacob experienced purified him, yes, but it also propelled him back into relationship. Right after the wrestling match with the angel with the limp, he's on his way back to his family. He wants to bring with him the newly found self that the sacred solitude birthed in him so that he might now relate and connect. His transformation in that solitude was not really full until he came back to his family, into the realm of connection and community. Right now, in this world that we're living in, the profound pressure for external validation, let's just put it that way, is relentless. You can get lost for hours, days, months, years with building a presence, engagement, friending, liking. I'm already behind, right? Does anybody friend anymore? Is that even a thing? Social media platforms, they amplify the beauty, the teachings. Thank God for social media. Thank God. But they also amplify this itch to record everything that we're doing, to have it validated and seen, and to have every single moment recorded. It feeds the illusion that our worth is tied to the attention that we receive. And if you're someone who has struggled with that as one of your shadow pieces, you weren't seen enough in the world, oi gewalt. How to balance the healthy desire to be seen, to be validated, to be recognized, with the unhealthy shadow of its infinite insatiability. This pursuit leaves many of us feeling disconnected, as if our value is contingent on these fleeting opinions of others. And the Degel came along and said, step away from the noise. You were created alone. And God's aloneness is your aloneness. You don't need to do it for the sake of someone else. You know, there was a philosopher named Berkeley who founded the School of Empiricism, the British School of Empiricism, and he asked the famous question, if a tree falls in the forest and nobody hears it, right, did it really? We're living in a moment where if something is not recorded and posted for all to see, did it really ever happen? The Degel charged me this week. I could hear the Degel all week after I read this Torah saying, Ingber, B'shvili nivar olam, the world was created for you. You're alone. You don't need those eyes. You're alone with your God. What are you going to do to make the world a better place in this moment? The most persuasive idea, the biggest takeaway from the Degel tonight, is that aloneness is not a void but a sacred space where we discover our purpose and return to the world with renewed strength and clarity. The aloneness of Jacob, the levado of the divine, and our own moments of solitude are all invitations to reconnect with this truth. They are opportunities to let go of the need to prove ourselves to others and instead to focus on living with integrity and purpose. And yet the Torah also warns us not to linger too long in our isolation. We are, after all, relational beings, and our aloneness must ultimately serve to deepen our connections to ourselves, to God, and to the world. May we all find the courage to embrace our aloneness, to wrestle with our inner angels, and emerge with new names, new strength, and a renewed sense of purpose. And may we remember always that in our aloneness, we are never truly alone. We are held in an infinite embrace of the one of whom it is said, Levado yimloch nora. Levado. Ein od milevado. We are held in that infinite embrace of that one who is always alone together with us. From one levado to another, we rise. Page 78 and 77, Aleinu. Aleinu shaber ladon הקולט את גדול יוצא ואישי שלא צנע כגוי ארצות. ואנחנו קודים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך שהוא נוטה שמל יוסר עצמו שרגע בשמן משכין את זה בקווים In the middle of page 77 and 78, bottom of the page, we call and respond to Cantor Smith. V'hashevota el levavecha.
V'hashevota el levavecha ki Adonai hu Elohim
We invite all of you to be seated except for those who are in mourning this evening. If you are within the Shiva or the Shloshim or the year, or you're remembering a loved one, at this moment we invite you to say the name of a loved one out loud as we move through the room. When I come to you, I invite you to please say that name.
I have Yortzeit for my grandparents, my uncles and aunts, and the entire Jewish community of the town of Dublin, from where my father was at. They were deported and murdered today.
If it's your custom to stand with the mourners, please rise. As usual, we don't know actually if people online are saying Mourners Kaddish, but if they are, we're also connected by that thread to the online community as well. You can find the words to the Mourners Kaddish, the Mourners Prayer, in the back of your Siddur on page 115 and 116. Yiskadal v'yiskadash me rabba v'olma divrach hirusei v'yam lich malchusei בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב יאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, יתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה על שמי דקודשא בריחו, לעילם מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן ועולמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, חיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום עממה, תעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו amen. May the memory be a blessing. Yizacham Baruch. We invite everybody to please rise as we conclude our service this evening. I want to just call attention to our volunteers tonight, and especially beginning with Mikey, who is here volunteering as a musician this evening, and also to the volunteers who are going to be who helped with welcoming. Also, thank you to all of the staff and all of those who are working, both clergy and also AV and security. Please, if you see a staff member, please thank them. We also have room for tonight's dinner. I'm pretty sure that it's upstairs on the 3rd floor. And if you have not registered, don't worry, there is a QR code on the newsletter that you're taking with you that allows you to pay after Shabbat is over tomorrow night at 5:10, 5:15. So please be our guest and turn to page 88 and sing with us Kiddush. Tomorrow morning's open book Torah study at 8:45, followed by morning services and Shaboker as Cantor Smith. Thank you for telling us about that. Here we go, page 87 and page 88. Vayer vayvoker yom hashishi, vayechulu hashamayim v'haaretz.
לכל צבא, ויכל אלוהים ביום השביעי, מלאכתו אשר עשה.
וישבות ביום השביעי, מכל מלאכתו אשר
עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי, ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. סברי חבריי וחברותיי, ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא בריאה גפה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו מצוותיו ורצבנו, ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחיל לנו, זיכרון למעשה וראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקרא קודש, זכר יציאת מצרים. כי באנו אחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, לשבת קודשך באהבה ורצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. אמן. שבס.
Shabbos. Oh, Jose, shalom, Milomar. Oh, yeah, Jose, shalom, aleinu.
ועל כל ישראל,
ועל כל ישראל,
ועל
כל יושבי תבל ואמרו,
שלום במרומה, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תלנו, אמרו אמן.
יעשה שלום עלינו
ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל, ועמו, אמן. שלום במרומה,
הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי
ועמו, Shabbos.
Shabbos, everybody. Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos. Shabbos.